Hello, church family. My name is Jason Duran. This is my wife,
Tammy Duran.
and we just wanted to share the story about our son, Zachary David Duran. Zachary, last March of 2024, Zachary got to experience the big weekend here at Together We, and spend a weekend celebrating and worshiping the Lord with his fellow peers. March 3rd of that weekend, Sunday, after church, we get a phone call at about 2:35 in the afternoon saying that Zach had been really hurt at MMA. Zach was an MMA fighter. He was at MMA practice, and he went down in practice, and they started CPR and had to call fire and rescue. And so we went to the hospital, met the ambulance at the hospital, and discovered that at some point during his sparring sessions, Zach had a heart attack. We had spent the next 10 days in the hospital, just monitoring Zach's vitals, monitoring his brain activity, his heart, his blood pressure, and just going through a roller coaster of emotions. We had to decide early that, we're not going to fix blame. We're not going to be angry, that we're going to just pray that God would heal Zach, and we're going to pray that we would handle this in the right way, that no matter what the outcome was, we were going to point everybody back to Jesus. See, the theme for the weekend, the big weekend, was Jesus is better. And so from the moment Zach went into the hospital, we decided that we were going to carry that theme, that Jesus is better. And the reason why we did that is really so much for us. It wasn't for anybody else, but it was for us to remind us that every time we posted an update about Zach, or got news, good or bad, about Zach from the doctors, we would hashtag it or tell ourselves that Jesus is better. It reminded us just for ourselves that no matter what, Jesus is better. And no matter what the outcome is going to be, that Jesus is better, and that there is a plan, and that our hearts would have been prepared for what really the plan that God had for Zach and for us. And we didn't want to be angry. We wanted this situation to make people run to Jesus, not run away from Jesus.
So Zachary had a heart attack, and they decided that they were going to go ahead and scan his heart one more time to see the damage, see if it was viable for organ donation. Coming in and looking at his heart again, the lady just started sobbing, and I'm like, what is wrong? And she's like, this is the most beautiful heart I've ever seen, and there's absolutely no damage to it. So even with this, he'll be able to donate all 7 organs. Jason and I kind of looked at each other like, 7? Zachary wore the number 7 to remind himself that 7 was the number of completion in the Bible. We felt like that was God being with us, saying that even though I'm not answering your prayer and bringing Zach back to you, with Zach's organ donations, we're going to be able to save other lives, which is exactly who Zachary always was. He had a heart of service. He wanted to save people. He wanted to point others to Jesus. And so that gave us the comfort knowing that Jesus was in fact with us. And so in the hospital room, Jason and I got to hold Zach's hands and be with him until the moment he was able to grab his Heavenly Father's hand. And so as a mother, that was a pretty precious moment that I was blessed with. A few weeks prior to Zach's accident, he told me that he was really praying about a family member of ours, and that he knew it was going to be something big that would bring them back to Christ, bring them back to church. And kind of knew at that moment that Jesus was going to use Zach for this process. And so through his life, through the hospital stay, through his celebration, Zach has brought many people to Christ, In fact, during his celebration, I think 23 people decided to surrender their life to Jesus and decide that for themselves, Jesus was in fact better. We've had several others since we've been telling his story that have also come to Christ. We decided a long time ago that our foundation was going to be in Jesus. Without that decision of standing on Jesus as our foundation, this would have been a very difficult journey for us to go through as a family. And I know that there are other people out there who are going through difficult journeys and going through cancer and divorce and family issues. And I think for us, our story with Zach is just to let people know that without this foundation of Jesus, it would have been a very difficult journey for us to go through. But with Jesus, we have been able to surrender our lives, surrender the situation to him, and hopefully point others back to Jesus.
No one compares to you. You stand alone. Yes, you stand alone.